If you are not to award me love, then I will indulge in rage. What if I told you that the real monster was never chained in a basement, but lurks, patient, in the darkness of your chest? What if what you call a defect, a weakness, the unforgivable, was just something forgotten waiting to light up your eyes? Today, it's not just about Frankenstein. Today, it's about you. About pieces of your being that you sew together within silence because you judge them to be unacceptable, shameful, and lesser. On the inevitable return of what was abandoned, take a deep breath. Let the scene fade to black. Recall one of your own fears. That old one, perhaps of not being enough, of not fitting in, of failing. When you turn off the light, what's left inside? What shadow do you pretend not to look at? That comes back in dreams, anxiety, addictions, inexplicable outbursts. The question is, who is your monster, and who inside you created it? Victor Frankenstein wanted to be more than a man. He wanted to master the impossible. He wanted to outwit fate, to mock the end. But secretly, he did all this to silence that unbearable voice of inadequacy. Deep down, he wanted to punish his own fragility, to shout to the universe, I am not small, I am not like the others. And you? How many times have you tried to silence feelings that were condemned in a severe court? How many parts of yourself have you banished because they don't fit the picture of who you thought you should be? In the laboratory of your mind, among machines and formulas, how many pieces have you collected from the corners of childhood, from disappointments, from secrets? Victor built, inch by inch, his monster, but each suture was also a stitch in his own chest, closing wounds with fear, not care. As the storm did the impossible, two eyes blinked in the darkness. They weren't just the eyes of a creature. They were the eyes of everything Victor had tried to forget. And Victor's panic upon seeing the thing he created is our panic, upon feeling the inner side that we always push out emerge. Have you ever felt that shock? The terror of seeing, unfiltered, some aspect of yourself come to the surface? An anger, a hurt, a compulsion that didn't seem to belong to you. The creature rose, alone. No name, no hug, no story. Life began with abandonment, and Victor runs. How many times, when faced with something that scares you in yourself, have you also run away? How many times have you taken your fear, your shame, your inner ugliness to secret places, so as not to hear the judgment of the world? And how many of those times did you continue to run away even from yourself? In silence, night after night, the monster went out into the street. On the skin, the cold of exile. In the chest, the hunger for meaning. No one asked about dreams. No hand reached out. Doors slammed. Looks cut across even before the first word. You know how it is. From an early age, someone told you you were strange, difficult, sensitive, too strong, too weak, too quiet. And each word cut a new scar. They said, you don't fit, you don't belong. So you close your heart and wear heavy bones just to survive. When nothing welcomes you, your pain seeks a hiding place. Some wear sadness like an invisibility cloak, others sew it until it turns into anger. The world doesn't hear whispers, so you scream, explode, become a storm. Have you ever felt, just by wanting to be seen, your tears dry up and you have the urge to destroy everything around you, just for someone to finally notice? But listen, this anger is not monstrous. It's just the crying that didn't find a place to rest, trying to protect itself from a world that doesn't listen. All rage is a search for lost dignity. The creature didn't ask for much. A name, a place, a story to belong to. Be honest. How many times have you just wanted consent to exist? How many times has a part of you asked for space, and you responded with silence, irony, self-criticism? How many times have you thought, I'm getting in the way, I'm wrong, I'd better not show who I am? It is there, in this self-abandonment, that monsters grow. The scream always comes back, and if it doesn't find an echo in someone else, it echoes inside you. Sometimes it leaks into art, other times into vices, other times into sabotage that no one understands. Now imagine, in the mirror, very late, you notice a reflection you don't recognize. Maybe in the anxiety at 3 a.m., in the forbidden desire, in the automatic self-sabotage. Why do you struggle so much to erase signs of your own shadow? Why do you always think that no one can love your true whole self? What if what you call a defect is just a childlike part, skinned, waiting to be heard, to be held, to be named. What future would your life have if just for today you stopped fighting yourself? And integrate this whole B side, not to cause problems, but to bring power, creativity, truth. Back to the story. Victor was haunted until his last breath, not by a monster, but by everything he was unable to accept within himself. The real hero is not the one who kills the monster, but the one who learns to ask, "Who are you inside me? What do you want to tell me? What are you trying to save me from?" Deep down, every shadow that scares us only asks for shelter, and every rejection, one day, hurts as much as physical pain. Today, in the world, networks, families, schools, relationships, we make monsters of those who deviate from the norm. We cancel, exclude, humiliate, expel from the circle those who just wanted permission to be different, to feel deeply, to make mistakes sometimes. How many times have you tried to be normal, only to discover that emptiness cannot be filled with imitation, but with authenticity achieved through pain? And when you hear, "You are not a mistake. Your shadow has a place. Integration is not weakness but courage." Your whole soul sways. Frankenstein is your mirror manual. The castle, the laboratory, the storm, they are all there, hidden in the scenes of your unconscious. Today, before you hang up, here's what you get. What part of yourself do you still run from? What creature are you still afraid to call by name? What if she is the missing piece in your wholeness? Today, choose to stay in front of the mirror for one more second when you feel like running away. Share this story with those who need to stop running away and can, with the courage to integrate, be born again. And before you leave, ask quietly, what in me is waiting to be recognized? What light is born when I embrace the darkness itself? Stay. The storm is not a sign of the end. It's a beginning. If you are not to award me love, then I will indulge in rage. Perhaps today is the day when you, whole, deep, and vibrant, are reborn for the second time. If this story touched something inside you, join this community of people who choose to look at themselves with courage. Subscribe to the channel, activate the bell so you don't miss any self-discovery rituals, and share this video with friends, family, and people who are constantly struggling with their own mirror, because everyone has a shadow just begging to be seen and embraced. Every time you share, someone who may never have heard that they don't have to be perfect and that they deserve to be whole receives exactly that message. Together, we can transform monsters into allies, mirrors into homes, silences into voices. So before you leave, subscribe, ring the bell, share with anyone who needs it, and ask, what part of me is ready to be heard today? I stay here waiting for your next courageous step. Let's go together, name the shadow, and be reborn, and for real.